Hi guys, hello everyone. We are discussing about the nomenclature of organic compounds in this video. Actually, to record the videos, I am not getting the time. Okay. Yes. Now, here I am trying to post daily one video from now onwards. Basically, the nomenclature of organic compounds I am going through because organic chemistry I have started from the basic concepts of organic chemistry. Nomenclature of organic compounds we are going through that. All right. Here what we have to in order to write the name what it is required, some particular name for the particular organic compound is required. In order to do that, what systematic name we have to write. Okay, you require the systematic name of organic compound. We can write here systematic names of organic compounds. We can say here, right? In order to do that, there are two types of systems. Okay, in order to write the names, two types of systems. The first one is trivial name, and the second type here it is IUPAC name. We say that. Okay, there are two types of systems. One is trivial name. Trivial name is nothing but also called here common name. We say that common name of organic compound. We can say. Are you getting here? Yes. Here, common name is nothing but what? For example, you take here formic acid. Formic acid, what is the formula? We can write as example for the trivial name formic acid. It is obtained from the source. It is obtained from the source. Therefore, pharma means in the Greek, you know, and which and red ant we say that red ant. Okay, pharma. That the acid which is obtained from the because it's a source. The formic acid is obtained from the source. That's why it is red ant. For example, second example, if you take your the second one, you can take butyric acid. Butyric acid. Butyric acid means what here? It obtained from the butter. The source is here butter. That's why it is called butyric acid. Butter. We can say that. Which is obtained from the butter. That is butyric acid. We can say. Next, third one, marsh gas. Marsh gas. That is CH4. You know that very well. CH4. It obtains from the marshes. Bushes. We can say bushes or marshes. We say that. Okay. Are you getting here? Therefore, here based on the source or based on here whatever wherever it is obtained, based on that we'll give the common name or trivial name for the organic compounds. We can say that. Okay. And whereas the systematic name here, the systematic name here it is, we can observe that IUPAC name we call it as, and one more we call it as systematic name. Now we are going to focus mainly on systematic name or IUPAC name. All of you see here. IUPAC name here, it contains three parts. It contains how many parts? Three parts we can see here. I am going to write that. You can observe. The first part is prefix. Second part is root word. And the third one is suffix. Okay. These are the three parts IUPAC system contains. We see here. The name, how to write here. For example, I am writing here methanol. Methanol, it is there. Then here meth means root word, in suffix, Primary suffix. Again here suffix is subdivided into two types. One is primary suffix, the another one is secondary suffix. Primary suffix and secondary suffix. Primary suffixes are three types. What are those? Here it is, whatever I have written here it is, in, ein, dien, trien, ein, diein, you can say that, so on. Okay, yeah, diein, trien, ein, these are called primary suffixes. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, and the next one you can see here, secondary suffix can be based on the functional group. It is based on what here? Functional group. Based on functional group, we'll go through in detail that one. Here, it is primary suffix, n. From n, you have to remove e and write ol. Ol means alcohol, methanol. Methanol means CH3OH. Example here. Okay, here root word, primary suffix, and this is secondary suffix. There are two types, and based on functional group is here alcoholic functional group. That's why secondary suffix you got it here ol. Okay, right. We'll go through one by one. First, we'll go through root word. Okay, I'm going to rub this. Yeah, here one by one we'll go through that. You see here. Yeah. See, root word. What is the meaning of root word? The meaning of root word is, you can write it as, you see here, if one carbon is there in the compound, given compound, then it is sweet. If the two carbons are there, eth. Three carbons are there, prop. Four carbons are there, but. Five carbons are there, pent. Six carbons are there, hex. Seven carbons are there, hept. Eight carbons are there, oct. Nine carbons are there, non. Sorry, non, that's it, non. If 10 carbons are there, dec. 11 carbons are there, undec. If 12 carbons are there, dodec. Dodec, tridec, tetradec, like that. If 20 carbons are there, that is called here ecos. Ecos, ecosane, you can say that. For alkanes, you can see here. Next, C30. Yeah, if it is 21, this is also important. If it contains 21 carbons, we call it as hene ecos. Hene ecos. C21. Hene ecos. Hene ecos, you can say here. If 30, hene ecos, hene ecos, the diecos, like that you can write here. If 30 carbons, triacont. 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 C40, tetracont. Tetracont. C50, pentacont. Hexacont, hectacont, same, like this. Next, C100. Then it is called here hect. Hectane means total number of carbons are 100. Okay, we can write in that manner. Those are based on number of carbons, meth, eighth, root word. Here it is the number of carbons present in the organic compound. Then according to IUPAC name, root word can be written as meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hep, so on. We can write in that manner. Okay. Yes. Now here next one I'm going to write prefix. Yes. Let's consider here. Yeah, I'm going to write here prefix. Alright. See prefix, you can write here suffix I have written. Prefixes are again how many types here? Two types. Primary prefix, the next one is secondary prefix. See the name can be written as here name of organic compound, first primary prefix, actually here secondary prefix, primary prefix, root word plus primary suffix plus secondary suffix. This is the secondary suffix ss. This is the name you have to write here. Name can be shown like this. What it is? Secondary prefix, primary prefix, root word. That means before the name, before the root word, what we can write here? It is written as a substituent. Prefix is a what here it is? It is a substituent. Prefix is a substituent which is written in a name, which is written before the root word. Before the root word, that is known as prefix. There are two types here prefixes. One is primary prefix, another one is secondary prefix. The primary prefix example here you can write it as cyclopropane. I am writing here cyclo, first example cyclo, and here second one bicyclo, you can observe here. Third one what it is? Tricyclo, you can write here bicyclo, tricyclo, spiro. These are prefixes, we can write it here. See for example I am going to write here, you can write it as cyclopropane. Cyclopropane. Cyclo means what here? Primary prefix. I am going to write that primary prefix. Here prop, root word in primary suffix. Okay, in means primary suffix. Bicyclo, similarly bicyclo, you can write the name different manner here. Bicyclo, similarly here we can write it as primary prefix, root word, primary suffix. Similarly spiro, bicyclo, tricyclo, we'll go through this one by one. We'll go through, don't worry about that. Right, when we go through the nomenclature of that, we'll go through here. Secondary prefix here, what the secondary prefix here you can write it as generally if the OH group is there, if the OH group is there, the name can be written as here OH group is present, then it is called hydroxy. If CHO is there, formyl, we can write it as formyl. Okay, formyl or oxo. If C double bond O, keto group. Here it is alcohol, aldehyde, keto group. If it is there, you can write here. Okay, I'll write the separate secondary prefix for that. Okay, secondary prefix I am going to write once here neat clearly. I am going to rub this. Name of the group. I am going to focus on secondary prefix now. All of you see here. Okay. Here, the secondary prefix is given for functional groups. Functional group name. Name of the functional group. We can write here. Name of functional group. And we can write it as symbol of functional group. Secondary. Name of the secondary prefix. You can write here. Yeah. Name of the functional group. OH. It is alcohol. Alcohol. If OH is there, we call it as alcohol. Okay. I am going to represent that alcohol here. OH. Write everyone here. OH symbol. Name. Hydroxy. First one. Second one here. Aldehyde. The group is here CHO. This is called formyl or oxo. Okay, there are two names. When it comes, we'll go through. It is important. Keep that in mind, all of you. There are two names here. Next, ketone. Ketone means C double bond O. Yeah, here it is oxo or keto. Sometimes we call it. Right? Mostly we'll use only oxo rather than keto. Next, alcohol, ketone, aldehyde. Next, acid, carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid, COOH. You can write here. Yeah, COOH means what? Oic acid. Sir, carboxy, because it's a secondary prefix, right? It is called carboxy. Are you getting? Yes. Next one here, fifth, anhydride. Amide, you write amide, anhydride, we write amide here. C double bond O NH2. Here it is amido. Or we call it as here, C double bond O NH2, amido. Or we can see here, we'll write it as amino carbonyl. We can write it. And next, sixth one, we can write it as here anhydride. C double bond O, C double bond O. Yeah, here it is anhydride. We can write it. Now this is we can write here alkoxycarbonyl. Alkoxy. You can see here. It can be written not alkoxycarbonyl. anhydride, alkanoic anhydride, alkanoic carbonate. Okay, yeah. Yeah, these are the here secondary suffixes for these compounds we can say here. And the next one we can write here some of the groups. Seventh one we can write it as amine. The functional group NH2 symbol. Next it is called amine only. Okay, amino. Next eighth one alkyl amine. Alkyl amine RNH2. Okay, RNH2 you can say that. RNH, sorry, RNH. N alkyl amino. N alkyl amino. Ninth one. Dialkyl amine. RNR. You can see here. Okay. And instead of one of the hydrogen is substituted by R. Two hydrogens are substituted. N comma N dialkyl amino. You can say that. Next, 10th. Ester. C double bond O O R. Alkoxycarbonyl. Alkoxycarbonyl. You can write here. Next, 11th one. NO2. Nitro. Sorry, nitro. You can write here nitro. NO2. Nitro. Always nitro only. Next, 12th. All, here halogen. Halogen. X. X can be ClBr. Halo. Always. Chloro, bromo, iodo. X can be here. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. You can say that. Next, third one. Diazo compounds. Diazo means N double bond N. Diazo, same. Diazo, you can say here. Alkoxy, OR, ether, 14. Alkoxy, OR, alkoxy, we call it as methoxy, ethoxy, OCH3. You can say here example, methoxy. The name is methoxy. You can say that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, aldehydes, ketones, alcohols, carboxylic acids, amides, anhydrides, okay, amine, we can say that, and alkyl amine, dialkyl amine, ester, nitro, halogen, diazo compounds, alkoxy compounds, we can say here, and okay, these are, C, alkoxy, here next one, 15th, C double bond OCl. Here, acyl halide, acid halides. Acid halide means what? C double bond OX. Halocarbonyl. 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 We call it as halocarbonyl. Okay. 16th here, you can see. Yeah, here amide can also be written as aminocarbonyl carbamoyl. We can write directly as carbamoyl. We can say here for amido group. keep that in mind. And the 16th SH, mercapto, we call it as mercapto. And 17th CN, cyano. 18th NC, isocyano. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, yeah. Next, nitroso. 19th NO, nitroso. NO means nitroso. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, yeah. These are the different groups. We can consider them as secondary prefixes. We can say here. And among these, the important point you have to keep that in mind. Always considered as what? Which groups are always considered as secondary prefixes? Here, these groups, all these functional groups, most of them they can act as what? Both secondary prefix as well as secondary suffix. There are two here. Most of these functional groups, when you observe, it can act as both secondary prefix as well as secondary suffix. OH. Okay. Similarly, CHO can act as also what? Secondary prefix as well as secondary suffix. C double bond O, COOH, CONH2. Here, anhydride, you can say here both can act as both. Here NH2, here NH, and these all groups, whatever I have marked green mark here, all of them they act as both secondary prefix as well as secondary suffix. But certain groups are there, they will only act as secondary prefixes. What are those? Okay, I am going to give you here. Here also you can consider this one is also both secondary prefix as well as secondary suffix. It can act here also. SEN, CN can also, SH can also, and NC can act as both secondary prefix as well as secondary suffix. And here whichever in the black, it always acts as only secondary prefix. NO2 only secondary prefix. Always only secondary prefix. X always fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo. Next azo, diazo, always secondary prefix. Alkoxy, always secondary prefix. You can say here. Okay, keep that in mind. Right. Yeah, here alkoxy, we say that. Okay, keep that in mind, all of you. Alkoxy, methoxy, ethoxy, propoxy, pentoxy. Next to nitroso, always secondary prefix. Keep that in mind, all of you. Okay, these are the here secondary prefixes. In next video, we will continue what is actually secondary suffix, and we'll write the secondary suffix names for different functional groups. Okay, right. Thank you. I am signing off now. Okay, we'll continue this next class. Next video I am going to post you. Okay, thank you so much, all of you. Right.